Hey guys, good morning. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience with getting my wisdom teeth out, and I thought that this would be really helpful because high school and well actually any age is around the time when people get their wisdom teeth out, and people make a huge deal out of it. Honestly, in my opinion, it's not scary at all, and it's not as scary as people say it is. I have low pain tolerance too, so I feel like this way, with this video, I can make people feel more comfortable with getting their wisdom teeth done. I mean, you're still going to be nervous, but with this video, I hope it gives you the information, and I hope I kind of calm you down and make you less anxious. Also, I wanted to mention that I got all 4 of my wisdom teeth out, so for those that only get 2 out, this might be less scary for you and you might be in less pain than I am. This is just my experience with it. This video is going to be split into 4 parts. So the first part is going to be the scheduling appointment. So I'm going to be talking about what happens at a scheduling appointment. The second part is going to be about the day that I got my wisdom teeth out, so that appointment. The third part is going to be after that appointment, so like my recovery time. And then the last part is going to be things to be aware of once you're healing, stuff like that. So let's get started. So the scheduling before, I went in to schedule my appointment about 5 months previous to my actual appointment. So I went to the surgical office type thingy, whatever they're called, and they sat me down. They asked me when I wanted to get my wisdom teeth out, and then they took some tests such as blood pressure, blood sugar, just the simple things like that, maybe that you'll get at like a physical. And then they showed me a video. The video shows how they take the wisdom teeth out of your mouth. So it's kind of, I guess, just showing you what they're gonna do to you. I don't know why they would show that, because it makes you feel way more nervous. I didn't really think about it much when I was like in the appointment, because I was like, okay, well, this is gonna be a while, so I'm just not gonna worry about it right now. So yeah, they show you a video of what's going to happen, and then they ask you the different types of anesthesia that you want. There are 5 types of anesthesia that they offer. The first type is local anesthesia, and that is when they just numb your mouth and you are totally awake during the procedure. The second is conscious sedation, so that's when they make you take a pill or like an anxiety pill, and it makes you kind of groggy but you are still awake. The third type of anesthesia is the laughing gas. So you've probably heard a lot about the laughing gas and how it makes you all loopy and stunned, and you're still conscious but you're not really gonna be doing much. You're just gonna be kind of in your own world and not really aware of what's going on. The fourth type of sedation is the IV sedation. So that's when they use an IV to give you medicine. It kind of like makes you really groggy, and you're still conscious, but you can't really, like, you don't really know what's going on, and you also need to ride home after the IV sedation because you're so groggy from it. The fifth and final sedation, the sedation that I got, was the general anesthesia, and that is when they combine the laughing gas and the IV sedation so that you are completely knocked out, unconscious, asleep. You have no idea what's going on, and you don't remember, really, I don't remember anything from my appointment because of that sedation. And I really recommend that sedation for people that are super nervous and they don't want to hear what's going on to them. I wouldn't want to hear someone taking out my teeth, but that's just my personal opinion. But I really think that the IV and laughing gas was the best combo for me, because I was really nervous, and just to be able to go to sleep was totally fine. And I feel like that's the most scary part, is when they're putting in the IV and putting on the laughing gas. That is honestly like the only scary part during this whole process. So yeah, so let's get into the day of my appointment. So I went into my appointment around 10-ish over winter break, and I was kind of nervous. I mean, I was shaking, so yeah, I was nervous and my palms were sweating, and my hands get really cold when I'm nervous, so my hands were super cold. I walked in to the back because they told you to just come back because my mom had to fill out some paperwork, and then the assistant walked me back to the room, and she immediately sat me down. There was like this chair like you'd see in the dentist room, and she's like, okay, just lay down. She was talking in a way that I was super relaxed, and I didn't feel really nervous about this. And then she was like, what's your name? Like asking you the questions to try to ease you into like the process. And then she's like, okay, so I'm going to put this mask over your face. It wasn't really a mask, it was more like this like gray tubey type thing. I'll put a picture if I can find one on Google. Well, obviously I can find one on Google, but I will put a picture of it to show you. And so she put that on my face, and she was like, okay, breathe deeply and then exhale. And the more deeply you breathe, the more you're gonna feel the effects of the medicine. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna breathe really deep because I just want to get this over with. So I breathed really deep. She kept asking me questions, kept making sure that I was really relaxed and trying to ease my nerves. And then the doctor came in. He was like, hey, what's your name? Are you excited? Blah blah, you know, just trying to be funny and like trying to ease the mood also. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna put this IV in you, and once you get the IV, you're gonna start feeling like you're kind of floating, and then you're going to be totally asleep and you're not gonna remember anything. And I was like, oh gosh. And I don't like needles, I don't like IVs. So he stuck it into my arm, he tried to find the vein, and I was so nervous, like I was shaking, my hand was shaking, and he was like, okay, you have to keep still, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, but it was like, I was so anxious. It wasn't that I was scared really, I was just anxious of what was gonna happen to me. And so then he put the IV in, he had to look a couple times for my vein, because I guess they weren't strong that day. I don't know, that's what he told me, that he couldn't really find a strong one, so I don't know what that means. But yeah, so he put in the thing, and then I completely knocked out. I don't remember anything about the surgery. So moving on to after getting my wisdom teeth out. So after the appointment, they gave me 2 burrito-shaped ice packs to help with the swelling because I was already really swollen. I'll insert a picture up here for that. And I don't really remember getting back into my mom's car, but I do know that I was able to get on my phone because I was taking pictures, I was taking videos, so I could totally use my phone, so your brain isn't really all that dead. And I was saying like super weird things, and my mom said she was kind of freaked out because she didn't know if this was normal or not, but it totally was if you haven't seen like the 5 million wisdom teeth videos that are out there. The first thing that I did was my mom took me to Wendy's and we got a Frosty because they said that you should eat, and then I went home. I knocked completely out. I like woke up the next morning. That will be day 1 of recovering, and then I went right back to sleep. So the first day I slept the entire time, and my friends came and they came to talk to me and to see how I was, and I don't remember them coming, honestly. I remember sitting with them like a little bit and then just talking, and then they left and I fell right back asleep. So it also, the anesthesia doesn't really wear off until like a day. You're kind of not going to remember a lot of things that you do. So just be aware of that. The next day, I was still really sleepy. I stayed in bed and I had ice packs on my face, 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off, and I ate a little bit. I had some soup, and it was kind of even hard to drink things because my throat hurt from like them trying to get into my mouth, and my jaw was really sore. And I didn't really feel the pain from the wisdom teeth yet because they gave me medicine to help with the pain. So if you have that medicine, take that medicine because it's going to save you a lot of stress and pain. So I just ate a little bit or really drank a little bit, and then I went back to bed. So day 3 was when I could kind of eat more squishy food. And it still hurt, but like I was really uncomfortable. Okay, so honestly, it didn't really hurt, it was just really uncomfortable to eat. And that wasn't fun for me because I was really hungry because I didn't eat from the 2 days before. So I tried to eat as much as I could in the time that my jaw was allowing me, and I was able to rinse my mouth out. So they tell you to either get a syringe or just get a cup, use warm water, and then you put salt in it, and then you drink it, and then you gargle and put it over the holes that are open to help get out any food, help get out any bacteria, and it improves the blood circulation so that these areas heal faster. So I was able to do that on the 3rd day. And then the 4th day, I felt way better. I was able to eat salmon and like fish like that because it's soft and it was easy to go down my throat. I was still kind of uncomfortable, and I was the most swollen on the 4th day. They say 3rd to 4th day, you're gonna be the most swollen. And so yeah, so I was happy that I was able to eat more solid foods. On the 5th day, I felt way better. I tried more like bread, kind of harder things to eat, and I was able to do that. I kind of had to like chew on it more and be more careful because you don't want to cause any of the openings in your mouth to bleed again, because that will be a big problem. You'll have to go back to the oral surgeon, which isn't fun. And I was still washing my mouth out after every meal and making sure that I kept my ice packs on. On the 6th day, I felt not 100%, maybe like 85-ish%, and I was able to eat more crunchy foods, kind of like Lay's, where they can still melt in your mouth if you need them to, but they're still crunchy and soft enough that you can eat them. So I was able to eat soft foods or like chips like that, or things that were more advanced than just eating like Jello and soup. I felt probably like 95%. I could eat most of any food that I wanted. I was still washing my mouth out, and I still kept washing my mouth out the 2nd week after my appointment, just because I wanted to make sure that I didn't get any infections or anything. That was my recovery. Now to move on to what to be aware of. So the main things to be aware of is that you need to have ice on your face. So your face is going to be really swollen, and the ice will help with the inflammation, and also it'll help make your jaw feel less sore. Just like you ice a knee, if you twist it, you need to ice your face. Also, what's really important is washing your mouth out after every single meal you have. I know that kind of sounds like it's annoying, but you really need to wash your mouth out, because all that bacteria that's getting into your mouth is also getting into those open wounds in your mouth, and you do not want an infection, because that will hurt really bad, and you don't want to go back to the oral surgeon place. And then the 3rd thing to be really aware of is to not take out your stitches. So you're gonna have stitches in your mouth. They're gonna be really annoying. They're gonna, like, you're gonna feel them, but they come out on their own. I don't know when my stitches came out, honestly, because like one day I'd wake up and they were there, next day I'd wake up and they weren't. So just don't take out your stitches, because that could cause irritation to your areas that are healing. And then the other thing is that with me, I didn't need a syringe to irrigate my holes. I didn't need a syringe to irrigate my holes. I just took the water and then sloshed it around my mouth, and that was it. So you don't really need to invest in one if you don't want to. If you want to be careful, if you want to be more cautious, then you can totally invest in one. I'm just saying that I didn't personally. The next thing to be really aware of is dry sockets. So you guys have heard horror stories about dry sockets. I mean, I read about them online because I honestly thought I had a dry socket, but it was just like a little infection, and it wasn't enough to make me go back to the oral surgeon. I just continued to wash my mouth out. I kind of used diluted mouthwash to help kill the germs back there. So if you think you have a dry socket, you need to go to your oral surgeon immediately. Don't wait on it, because the pain will just get worse. And if you want to read more about that, there's tons of websites that help you with how dry sockets are, how to know if you have a dry socket. So if you're really wondering about that, just go on Google and type in dry sockets. Also, what else did I want to say? I wanted to say something else. Oh, also, you might think it'd be easier, but do not use straws, because the sucking will take the blood clots in your mouth out, and that can cause more exposure to bacteria, which is not good, and it can also cause dry sockets. Yeah, that was my video. I just want you guys to know that it honestly isn't really that scary, just the like buildup of it, and then you're just recovering, and you're laying in bed and you get to eat ice cream, and it's amazing. It's not as scary as people say it is. Thank you you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe and comment for any more information that you want on wisdom teeth. If you have any questions, I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.